Let's talk about why so many gamers are moving away from AAA games. These massive, high-budget titles used to dominate the gaming world, but now players are getting fed up. But what's going on? Older AAA games were groundbreaking. Think The Witcher 3, Skyrim, or Mass Effect 2. They offered unique experiences, immersive worlds, and complex narratives. But lately we see more of the same. It's just another copy-paste formula. Newer AAA games tend to rely on established franchises with minimal changes, focusing on sequels or remake. Players feel like they're just buying the same game with a new coat of paint. The rise of microtransactions has completely soured the experience. Games like Call of Duty or FIFA now push in-game purchases aggressively, making gamers feel like they have to pay more just to be competitive or enjoy content. In older games, you paid once and got the full experience. Now, AAA titles are filled with loot boxes, battle passes, and skins that ruin the immersion. Remember when you could buy a game and it worked? Today, AAA titles are often rushed out the door with bugs, glitches, and massive day-one patches. Games like Cyberpunk 2077 and Battlefield 2042 promised so much but launched in disastrous states. Feels like developers rely on post-launch patches to finish the game, which leaves players frustrated. Old AAA games were about gameplay and storytelling. Nowadays, the focus is more on how realistic a game looks, rather than how fun it is to play. Games like The Last of Us Part 2 and Red Dead Redemption 2 look incredible, but does that make them more enjoyable? Not always. Sometimes, the emphasis on graphics comes at the cost of innovation in gameplay mechanics. Let's not ignore the fact that some players are turned off by how much modern AAA games focus on political correctness. Whether it's forced diversity, unrealistic character representation, or pushing agendas that don't fit the game's context, a lot of gamers feel like these changes detract from the immersion. Older games didn't shy away from mature themes or hard-hitting storyline. Now, there's a growing feeling that games are becoming more politically correct, which doesn't always resonate with players. Gamers also miss the days when they could just play a game, finish it, and move on. Now, every AAA game seems to be a live service title with endless updates, seasons, and grinding. Games like Destiny 2 or Fortnite force players into an endless loop of progression, making it feel more like a job than a game. Older games were complete experiences from start to finish. Let's compare Elder Scrolls V Skyrim to something like Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Both are open-world RPGs. Skyrim gave players total freedom, modding support, and immersion without unnecessary microtransactions. Valhalla, on the other hand, is stuffed with in-game purchases, bloated content, and repetitive quests. The charm of discovery in older games is replaced by grind-heavy mechanics in newer ones. Similarly, take GTA V. It was an immersive, story-driven game that players could get lost in. Contrast that with modern games that often have more emphasis on online multiplayer modes, trying to get players to spend more on in-game content rather than expanding on the core single-player experience. People are walking away from AAA games for real reasons. Focus has shifted from quality and innovation to corporate profit, political agendas, and grind-heavy experiences. Players want fun, immersive, and complete games, not cash grabs or political statements. Until AAA developers start listening, it's no surprise that more and more gamers are going back to indie titles or revisiting old classics.